day of Shravan Mas.
Yeah.
There's Nag Panchami?
Yeah. Yajush, Shivani did a puja for Yajush.
Nag Panchami is today or yesterday?
Today. Morning is Panchami, today now is Shashti.
No.
They're doing Shashti Abhishek now. 6 Shiva Abhishek, 7 Kartiki. The temple. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritu Vande Bhagavando Punah Punah Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Sri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Shivaya Guruve Namaha.
Shruti Smriti
Who said that? Yeah.
Shivaya Gurave.
Om Amritashaha. Is that the one? Amritasha. Amritasho Amritavapuhu. Amrita Asha. 2 words. Asha means to eat. Asanam. Amritasha means eating Amritam. That's what Shankara write. Surupam Amritam Asnati iti Amritashaha. Why Vishnu is called Amritashaha? He only eats his Surupa. He does not eat anything outside of his Surupa. What is his Surupa? Anandam. What is Vishnu's Surupa? Anandam. We eat Vishayananda. In Sanskrit they ask, Aswadidam va asanajatam. Did you enjoy what was eaten? Asanam. Aswadidam va. So asana means any food. For Shiva, it is Garalasanam. Shiva does not eat Amritam. Who are Shiva? Garalam means poison. Shiva Asanam Garalam. Asanam is Garalam. Phani Kalapaha. Kalapaha means protective gear. Anything you wear for protection. Armor, yeah. Or any accessories. Like for walking you have a different shoe. For running you have a different. And you wear bow tie sometimes for certain parties. You have a long tie. So different accessories. For him, for Vanamala, for who? For the rich guy. But for Shiva, Phani. Phani means snake. Yeah, whatever is natural, Rudraksha or all that thing he takes. Vasanam, Charma, feather, fin and outfitters. Like he wears skin. Who? Shiva. Vasanam is Charma. Gaja Charma. Kritivasa Pinaki. Kritivasa means one who wears elephant skin. Our rich guy, Pidambaram. Yellow silk. Asanam, Garalam, Phani, Kalapaha. Vasanam, Charma. And Vahanam. What is a Vahanam? Mahokshaha. A big bull. How does Shiva come? No Mercedes or BMW. Just a bull. All natural Vahanam. Mama dasyasi kim kemasti shambho. Shiva, what do you have to give me? Because your vehicle is a bull. Your vastra is skin. You don't have anything very rich with you. Tava padambuja bhakti meva dehi. So please give me your bhakti. What is bhakti? Bhakti is commitment. Bhakti is devotion. Bhakti is relationship. What is bhakti? Relationship with God. But relationship you cannot just have one way. You cannot say, I love Shiva and Shiva does not love me back. But Shiva also has to give me back. That's your begging. That is very easy. You don't have to spend any money. It's just commitment to me. Every Monday I will come. Somar, Shravan Somar, just look at me for a few minutes. That is bhakti. That you can give me. So asanam means what is consumed. That is Garalam for Shiva and Amrutam for Vishnu. That is why he is called as Amrutashaha. What kind of Amrutam? Mrutam means something which goes away. What goes away is called ignorance. What goes away? Ignorance. What stays is Amrutam, immortal. What stays? Knowledge. That is your Surupam, that stays. Why does knowledge stay? Ignorance, it goes away. You never know what was behind your neck. There was a mole. You know, in Indian passport, a mole in the neck. I have one. A mole in the right ring finger. That's what we write in the Indian passport. So, somebody told you have a mole in your neck. You found out. Once you know that, you will remember it forever. You can never forget that mole. That is knowledge. Once you attain knowledge, it is not going to go away. But all the 25 years, you never thought about this mole. Because nobody told you. That is why Amrutam is Surupam. Surupam means your Jnanam. Last Bhagavatam class, that is what we talked about. Your Surupam is Adrishyam. You cannot look at it. Why? Because knowledge cannot be seen. Knowledge only can be experienced. So that is why he is saying Surupam Amrutam Asnati. Because generally when you say you eat, immediately you think about the thing outside. You only always think about Pararupam. You always think something from the outside you can enjoy. But Vishnu does not do that mistake. Why? Because Pararupa Anandam is always Mritam. That is perishable. That will go away. But Surupa Anandam, Amrutam is imperishable. Amrutam does not mean a drink. It's not like Coca-Cola. Why? Mrityorma, Amrutam, Gamaya. They don't say Piba. Amrutam, Piba. That's not what they say in the prayer. They say Gamaya. Gamaya means what? Make you know. Go means to know. Gatyarthakanam Jnanarthakatvam was told earlier. So Gamaya means Jnapaya. From Amrutatvam Jnapaya means Surupam Jnapaya. Jnanam Jnapaya. I forgot the Jnanam, Surupa Jnanam, remember me. So that kind of Surupam is what Vishnu is drinking. So Vishnu is drinking what? Self-knowledge. Drinking means what? It's knowing. He is reveling in self-knowledge. He is reveling. That is why it is called Surupatmakam Amrutam Asnati. Asnati means Janati. Asnati means what? He knows. That is why he is called Amrutashaha. Amrutashaha means one who eats Amrutam. Means one who knows himself. See, you have to see that connection. How eating is knowing. The second one is, it's too complicated. This Surupa Anandam means, how many kinds of joys are there? A joy which is outside you and a joy which is inside you. The joy which is inside you is called Surupam Anandam. The joy which is outside you is called as Pararupam Anandam or Vishaya Anandam. This is too complicated. We are not used to this kind of Amrutam. Amrutam means a drink. That is what we read in the Amar Chitragatha. Please stick with that. Don't go to philosophy. Then Shankara comes with the second explanation. Amrutam Suran Payayitva. He made all the Devatas drink the Amrutam. How? Mathitam. Pehle usko churning was done. Kurma Avatara. So Mathitam Amrutam. The Amrutam that was churned. Suran Payayitva. He became Mohini. Took the Mohini Avatara and made them drink. Soyam Chasnati. Why? Because there is two kinds of Vishnu, right? One Vishnu is the Vishnu Sahasranama, Paramatma Vishnu. The other Vishnu in the Dikpalakas, there is a Vishnu. You know that, right? So the Adidevatas. Adidevatas means when you go to temples, on one of the corners you will see Vishnu in the bracket there, a small shrine when you go around. So that is a regular god Vishnu. So he was also in the line. So he drank, he also drank. First, all the gods drank Amritam. Vishnu also being a Sura, he also drank Amritam. That is the second meaning. Mathitam Amritam Suran Payitva, having made all gods drink Amritam, Swayam cha Asnati, he also drank it. That is the second meaning, easy meaning. Surupam Anandam, that's okay. The last one, Asha means what? Icha. That's what you should say, no? What is Asha? Icha. So, Amrita Asha means what? What is Icha? Icha means wish. Icha foundation. Icha means what? Anything you desire. Make a wish.
It's not Icha Foundation.
I mean, it's a foundation for everything.
Isha. Auxiliary foundation.
Icha is a foundation for everything. If you don't have Icha, why would you come here? Icha, Ichati, Yatate. That is a krama. First you will have Icha. What is Vishnu Sahasranama? I am doing the same thing, Murka Kalakami. There should be some meaning to it. That is Icha. It's called Jijnasa. That is why all our book starts with the word Icha. How does Vedanta start? Vedanta starts Athato Brahma Jijnasa. Now I want to know what is Brahman. I want to know really what is Brahman. Brahman is inside, but I don't see it. So Icha. That is called Amritasha. Amritam means immortality. Everybody is dying. I don't want to die. So then I want to know what is immortality first. That is called Amrita Asha. So what is Amrita Asha? The desire to know immortality. That is the meaning he is going to give. Third meaning. Third meaning is what? Avinashwara phalatvat. Asha vancha asya. Asya vancha. Vishnoho vancha. You also have a desire. I also have a desire. Vishnu also has a desire. But Vishnu's desire is Avinashwara phalam. The result of that desire does not vinashyati. It does not get destroyed. I desire iPhone. It is 7 or 8 or 8 plus. Then when 9 comes, this desire is dead. But Vishnu is not like that. Vishnu's icha is, it doesn't die. That is why Avinashwara phalam. The phalam of his desire does not die. That is why that Amrita Asha. Why is your Asha Amrita Asha? Because it is going to give way to another desire. But Vishnu's desire does not give way. This is a little complicated. We have to explain. I'm going to take it now.
Is that the same as you said one time?
Huh.
Atishay Anand and Nir Atishay Anand?
Yeah.
Is that the same thing? Right? Because Nir Atishay Anand, you said it cannot be
Cannot be
better. There's nothing
qualified.
Yes.
Yeah. Adishananda means
You'll find
like you can grade it.
Huh.
This is 9 Ananda and 10 Ananda comes, 9 Ananda goes away. So Adishananda is like that. Here it is not Ananda, it's Icha. What is it? Icha. Icha and Phala. Okay. Ananda is your Surupam. Icha is baby, comes and goes. It's Maya. But even that Icha, there is a difference between Amritecha and Mritecha. Though Icha is a visitor. You did not have this Brahma Jijnasa when you were born. When you were born, you had lollipop Icha. You wanted Dugdecha, you had milk Icha. But Brahma Jijnasa comes when you have basic Dharma Jnanam. When you are ethical, when you have enough maturity, that is when you have got immortality Icha. Directly you don't get Amritecha. First you get what? Amritecha. We have to look at it, this Amritecha. It's a very nice word. I am going to start. So mritam means naswaram. What is mritam? Marincheti. Marincheti, Telugulo. Marincheti means something which will die. That is called mritam. Something which will be destroyed. Amritam means that will not die. So, how can you say that one Ichha is immortal? It is impossible. Why? What is Ichha? Ichha means a thought. What is a wish? What is a desire? It is just a thought. Now you have a chocolate thought. That is called chocolate desire. Next moment you have got immortality thought. I want immortality. That is called Amritecha. So in other words, Ichha comes and goes. Ichha itself is Vinaswara. Ichha itself is something which will die. Why? Because thought dies in 2 moments. How many moments does a thought say? 2 moments. Why the second moment? So that it can give birth to the chain. Just for that, we agree 2 moments. Dvikshana avasthayi. We call it pravaha nityata. That is why he says avinishwara phalatvam, phalam. But the result of the Ichha can be dying or non-dying. The result can be permanent or impermanent. That is why he is pulling from Ichha, he went to phalam, Shankara Bhashya. So that phalam of Ichha, that has got Gaunam Avinashitvam. Gaunam Avinashitvam means a kind of relative immortality. You have got a relative immortality. Meaning, Te Brahmaloke tu para antakale para mrutat parimuchyandi sarve. You get moksha first, like Sayujyam. That is, you get Brahmaji's proximity. And at the end, when he gets mukti, you also get mukti. This kind of staying with Brahma forever, that is called Gauna Avinashitvam. That means your mukti is almost certain. So that is a kind of Amrutatvam he is referring to. Otherwise, logically it is impossible. Logically, your desire is only for 2 moments. You cannot hold on to a desire, even if you want, you cannot hold it for 1 hour. That's why we start fidgeting. Because the desire is like always wobbly. It cannot be like continuous. But the phalam of the desire can be avinashi. So what kind of Ichha Vishnu will have? So we have Ichhas, you know that, our Ichhas. Vishnu's Ichha will be Ayam Mukto Bhavatu, let he be free. That will be his desire. What will be Vishnu's desire? Let my bhakta become free. That kind of Ichha he has. When he has that, that is called Amrudecha. Sometimes he will desire, I am Bhukto Bhavatu. Let him have some chocolate, whatever he wanted. Let him have it. That is called Mrudecha. So Vishnu also has this desire that Mama Bhaktaha Mukto Bhavatu. So when Ishvara, when Vishnu has got this Mumukshu Visheni Ichha, that is called Amrudecha. When he has Mumukshu Visheni Ichha, that is Mrudecha. So whatever you want, basically. Yo yayam tanum bhaktaha sraddha yarchitum ichchati tasya achalam sraddham tameva vidadhamyaham sataya sraddhaya yuktaha mama aradhanam ihate. So you desire that. So if you are a mumukshu, then he will also get that desire. Oh, he is a mumukshu, he desires moksha. Let me free him. That kind of Vishnu has got that kind of Ichha. That is why he is called as Amrutasha. Vishnu's name is Amrutasha. This is one meaning. Another meaning, this is Vishnu Nishtha Ichha. What is the first meaning? The Ichha which is based on Vishnu. The second meaning is Mumuksha Nishtha Ichha. The Mumukshu also has a desire. that Mumukshu has two kinds of desire. One is the desire for insurance, the other one is the desire for moksha. The first kind is the regular for Sarira Yatra. You have to run your body, right? You have to take your regular trips. That also Mumukshu has. It is not that Mumukshu is free from that. As long as he is alive, even his body cannot be maintained without desires. So he will have that. But in addition to that, he will have Utkata Mumukshu Icha. The top in the chart, number 1, will be Mumukshutva. Others will always be 2, 3, 4. That kind of Icha is Mumukshu Nishtha. That is based on the Mumukshu himself. That is called Amritasha. So Mumukshu himself has 2 Ichas. Mritasha and Amritasha. So that is the second meaning. So in the first Paksha, the Ichhasraya is Ishvara. The second Paksha, the Ichhasraya is Mumukshuhu. Or don't complicate too much. Amritam means puja. What is Amritam? Ishvara karma. Because all our karma is called Mritam karma. It's all wasted. Nobody thanks you. Oh, you did this very great. But Ishvara's karma is not like that. Even if you do a little bit, it will become Amogha Phalam. He says that. Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachadi. Even if you give me one little tulsi leaf, I will take it. And I will be indebted to you forever. That's what he says. That is why he is called, that is the Amrita Asha. The Asha for doing such karmas which creates Preeti in Ishvara. That is the fourth meaning. What is the fourth meaning? Ishvara Preeti Ashaya Karmanushtanam. Karmanushtana Asha. Asha for doing puja. Asha for doing Ishvara karma. That is Amrita Asha. Why? Because the result for puja is also Amrita Phalam, as Shankara told earlier. The Phalam is also Amritam. So these are the various facets of Amritasha, immortal desire. There is a difference between mortal desire and immortal desire. And Vishnu is Amritasha. The next one is Amritavapuhu. So there are two kinds of bodies. One body is you, means the carrier of the body. The person who says, I have this body. And that person who says, I have this body does not have a body. The body belongs to him. So that part is called Amritavapu. This part is called Mritavapuhu. Mritam means Maranam. Mritam means what? Maranam. Maranam means death. Mritavapu means the body which dies. Who has the body which dies? Mortal beings. And who has the body which does not die? Immortal being. That is Vishnu. That is the meaning of Amritavapuhu. Maranam Mritam. Tad Rehitam. One whose body does not perish. That is why it is called Amritavapuhu. Why can't Vishnu die? Because Vishnu is Satchidananda Rupaya. He is Chidrupa. What is Vishnu's Rupa? Chidrupa. He is made of knowledge stuff. He is made of consciousness. And consciousness is like energy. It will not die. That is why he is Amritavapu. So you also want to know what is the stuff that body is made of, that it cannot die. It is made of consciousness. That is the answer. So that is Amritavapuhu. The next one is Sarvajnaha. Sarvajnaha means Sarvam Janati, one who knows everything, including Vishesha and Samanya. That is why he is called Sarvajnaha. That is what he says, Mundaka Upanishad. Yes, Sarvajnaha, Sarvavit. Sarvajnaha means Sarvavisheka Samanya Jnanavan. Sarvavit means Sarvavisheka Vishesha Jnanavan. So you know the phone, but you don't know how to make it. Then you are a Sarvajna, but you are not a Sarvavit. he knows it, he also knows the Vishesha. He knows how different it is from the other things. Meaning he knows everything in detail. That is why he is Sarvajnaha iti Shrutehe. Amritasha Amritavapuhu Sarvajnaha Sarvato Mukhaha. Sarvato Mukhaha means one whose knowledge is in all directions. Or one who has face in many bodies, in all bodies. You are Ekamukha. How many faces you have? Just one face. You can only look like that. But Vishnu is Sarvatas Chakshurita Sarvato Mukhaha. All the eyes belong to Vishnu. All the faces belong to Vishnu. That is why he is called Sarvato Mukhaha. Sulabha. What is the meaning of Sulabha? Easy. One who is easily accessible. We got it last time, Anila. Anila, we had many meanings. One of the meaning was Sulabha. Why is he called easy? What makes it hard? When you need a list of things which is very hard to get, then it is hard. Whatever he needs is very easily accessible. What are the things he needs? Patra, Pushpa, Phala, Adibihi. He needs Patram. Patram means Tulasi. He needs Pushpam. Pushpam means jasmine. Or Kamalam, his wife, lotus. And then Phalam. Phalam means banana. Adibihi means Toyam, liquid. And if you don't get all of this, that is fine too. I didn't get anything. A little bit of broken rice, unbroken rice, akshata. Or just one tulasi. Even if you don't get all of this, etkinchit, even one. But main thing is, bhakti bhava samarpitaihi. When you give that, you cannot just throw it away like this. You have to give it with an attitude. That attitude is called bhakti. And bhakti always manifests in bhava. What is bhava? Emotion. So if you are like little bit of emotion, then you don't have bhakti. Intense bhakti will have intense, that sambhrama. That's what Narada says. If somebody says that Hillary Clinton is visiting you, suddenly she wants to surprise you. So what will happen? You will call all your friends. You'll be so excited. Like that you should feel when you do puja. That is called bhakti bhava. Excitement, basically sambhrama, that excitement. So with that excitement, what is excitement? Oh, I only have a tulasi. What happened? I don't have anything else. But still I know my beloved will accept it. That kind of excitement. Whatever you have, that little you do with bhakti bhava. In that case, sukhena labhyate. If you have all this checklist fulfilled, the topmost one is bhakti bhava. If you have fulfilled, then sulabha, then he is available. So how do you know all this? If you ask Shankara, he quotes the Mahabharata. Patreshu, pushpeshu, phaleshu, toyeshu, akrita labhyeshu, sadeva satsu. All these 4 items are akrita labhyam. Kritam means what? Something which is bought. Basil, $8.99. You find it in Giant Eagle, right? But tulasi, you have it in your backyard. Akrita labhyam. You borrow a tulasi, put it in your house, it will just grow like a wild plant. That is the meaning of akrita labhyam. Akrita labhyam means something which has a price. Krinanam means transaction, buying in a shop. They even say that whatever you do for puja, you should not go and buy. Yeah, you should get it, like steal it or beg it. Do something other than buy. Akrita labhyam. Akrita labhyeshu Sadeva Satsu. Because all these great devotees, they are not after money, they are not after wealth, but they are intently after self-knowledge. And what they will get is some tulasi, some wild flowers. That's why he says that. Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam, Akrita Labhyam. Toyeshwa Krita. It looks like Krita Labdeshu. That A is inside that Toyeshu. Toyeshwa Krita Labhyeshu. Satsu. Bhaktyeika Labhyaha. So you won't get him with flowers, fruits, chocolates, all that won't get him. Ekalabhyaha, Bhakti Ekalabhyaha. He is available only for that bhava. He does not care whether you give 1 tulasi or 100 tulasis. He only cares whether it has emotion behind it. Whether you have the bhava. That's the only thing which counts. You get an A plus if you have bhava. Otherwise you can have 100,000 golden flowers. All from Bandi shop. You can get it. But he won't look at it. If you don't have that, Eka Bhava. Bhakti Kalabhyaha Purushe Purane. This didn't start today or yesterday. From the beginning he is like this. Mukti Katham na kriyate prayatnaha. That is the question now. If a guy is available free, he doesn't charge you. Kimartam prayatnaha na kriyate. Why is that nobody is putting their effort to become free? That's how Mahabharata is wondering at human condition. Mukti katham na kriyate prayatnaha. All these buffoons, they don't want mukti. Why? That's the question. We had to find the answer. It ends with the question, the quotation. Next one is Amritasho Murdo Bahu Sulabhaha Suvrataha. Suvrata we had already, right? Some time back. Okay. Yeah. Here Suvrataha means Shobhanam Vartayati Bhunkte Bhojanam Bhojanat Nivartate Iti Suvrataha. So Vratam means first thing that comes is Ekadasi or Shivratri. What do you do on Vratam? You give up eating. What do? You give up eating. You don't eat anything. That is why he is called Suvrataha. He is Suvrataha because Bhojana Nivartayati, Vratayati. He makes you do this Vrata. If you are a Vishnu Bhakta, you cannot eat on Ekadasi. Why? Because Vishnu likes it. Vishnu likes that you don't eat on Ekadasi. Just because Vishnu doesn't likes that you are fasting, you give up eating on those special days. That is why he is called Suvrataha. Suvrataha means one who motivates you to perform Vratam by stopping you from eating. So either you can diet for your own sake or you can do it for Vishnu. If you do it for Vishnu, you are called Suvrataha. Shobhanam Vratayati Bhunkte Bhojanan Nivartayate. One who removes you from eating, consuming. That is why he is Suvrataha. Last time we had different meaning, Suvrata.
Rama.
Bhakta Abhayadana. Tadamyetat Vratam Mama. He quoted Ramayana. Here he says he makes you not eat. Everything he does by creating a desire. Suddenly you will have a desire. I want a 6-pack. I will do Ekadasi. I will get this and that. Both I can get. People do 108 Pradakshanam very fast so that they can be slim also. If you do it in rec center, it is exercise. If you do around Ganapati, it is both Bhakti Mukti. That is why he is Suvrataha, one who makes you do all this by making you think about it. Vararohaha. He enters your mind and makes you do. That is why he is Suvrataha. The next one is Siddhaha. What's the meaning of Siddha? One who has Siddhi. Siddhi means success. Siddhi means what? Success. And what kind of Siddhi? Anya adhinam na. Ananya adhinam. For you, the success is always dependent on somebody. If you want to get good grades, that also depends on the teacher, right? So all your success, siddhis, anya adhinam. You have to ask, do I have the permission? Can I go? Only if you are permitted by an authority. So without authority, there is no worldly success. Because it is a teamwork. Success is always a teamwork. But Vishnu does not need anybody. His siddhi is anyadhinam na. That is why he is siddha. He is siddha, successful by his own right. Ananya adhina siddhitvat. One whose success is anyadhinam na. He does not require any other material. So what kind of siddhi success is that? Jnanam. It can only be knowledge, right? Just like your more knowledge, you don't need anybody else. Once you know it, you know it. Then you don't require anybody. Like that. His Swarupa Jnanam is inside him. He does not require Anya Adhinatva. That is why he is Siddha. The next one is Shatrujit. What is the next one? Shatrujit. There are two words in Shatrujit. First one is Shatru. The second one is Jit. What is the meaning of Jit? Win. Jayam. Jit means one who has Jayam. But Vishnu is the father of everyone, right? He is Jagat Pita. Who is Narayana? Jagat Pita. Yatas Sarvani Bhutani. Everybody comes from him. Then how can he hate somebody? So he says, Sura Satravaha eva asya Satravaha. Anybody who hates these gods, they are all or good people. Suraha means Swayameva Rajante, people who are dharmic, who come up with their own effort, who does not depend on other people, their own work. They are all suras. And some people hate it because of jealousy. They are called asuras. So asuras are his Shatru. That is what he is doing the Jaya. Shatrujit means Sura Shatrujit. You have to add Sura to it. Why? Because Vishnu does not have any Shatru. So you should not read like, oh, Shatrujit means one who kills all the enemies. So you should not make a enemy list. They had made it, that guy made a list, right? 2012. So don't make a list. He will tell you. So don't make a hate list. Because Shatrujit means Sura Shatrujit. Whoever is Sura Shatru, Shatru of good, that is his enemy. Sura Shatravaha eva Shatravaha Tan Jayati. Them he vanquishes. That is why he is Shatrujit. The next one is Shatrutapanaha. There are two words, Shatru and Tapanam. Tapanaha means one who fries. Tapanaha means one who fries. One who causes pain. Again here Shatru means only Sura Shatru. Why? Because he says in the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita, what does Krishna say? Name dveshos na priyaha. Mama dveshyaha nasti. I don't hate anybody. Na priyaha. Neither do I love. And neither with the Republicans nor with Democrats. I am Suhridas Sarva Bhutanam. I am the Suhrit. I am a friend for everybody. So, here also Shatru Tapanaha means Sura Shatru Tapanaha only. It is not his own Shatru. That is one clarification. Next one. Jaya means you win over. You got winning over means what? Overwhelming. Suppose two guys are fighting. Who wins? The guy who overwhelms. overwhelming, and he just controlled him and he won the first round. Then he got away. Then again he can come back on the second round and hit him back, right? That is why you have to make sure that he doesn't come back. That is why tapanaha. Tapanaha means permanent warning. So after Jaya, you cannot think that, oh, today I win 1 hour sleep. Tomorrow it won't come again. Definitely it is going to come back. With more vengeance, more force it will come back. So you have to be ready to do the tapanam part. That is why there is a rejoinder. So these dushtas, the bad people, asuras, they always are very persistent. Good people are not that persistent. That's why they'll keep on coming back. The bad things come back more than the good things. Right? Good things are always part of you, so you take it for granted. Bad things, you are always curious what it is. So you have to be more assertive with them. So mere winning is not the end of the matter. You also have to be tapanaha. You have to fry them continuously. It has to be French fries. Idi nyayena tapanaha. Surashatrunam tapanat shatrutapanaha. So that is the reason why he continuously goes after them. The next one is negrodha. Negrodha is the name of a tree. Rodha means to suppress. Nirodha, avarodha, samarodha. Rodha means to suppress. Negrodha means it's a very tall tree. So, how does a tall tree suppress a little trees? Does it bend and suppress each other? It just grows more. How does it suppress? By growing more. So in order to vanquish the other trees, it doesn't have to really go and press it down. It just, if one tree grows up, then it will grow a little more up and grow beyond all. That is the meaning of negrodha. Neg means arvak, rohati. It grows up. Sarvesham upari, beyond all the other trees. Vartate iti negrodha. That is why it has that name. It's a very tall tree. Okay, Negrodha is the name of a tree, all right. Why is Vishnu called a Negrodha? Because Vishnu also does the same thing. Sarvesham bhutanam nyakritya. All other beings, he kind of puts them down. How does he do that? Effortlessly. Nija mayaya. By his Maya Shakti. By his Maya Shakti, he envelops all beings. This Rahu and Ketu, they were very hot-headed. And what did he do? He became Mohini and enveloped them in Maya Shakti. Like that he does. That is why he is called as Negrodha. He also Rodhayari. Just like the tree, just by growing above all other trees becomes big, he also envelops these people who are dushkritas with his own Maya and Nirunadhi, and he stops them. He does not make them win. He does not allow them to succeed. By doing that, he is like Negrodha. That is why Vishnu is called as Negrodha. The next one is Udumbaraha. See, even the trees' names are all Vishnu's name, meaning he is very eco-friendly. Every vriksha, every sasya, it's all Vishnu. So it is vibhuti. Udumbaraha. Ud ambaraha. Ambara means what? Sky, akasham. Ambarad udgataha. Karanatvena udumbaraha. Where does Vishnu come from? He comes from Akasha. He comes from the Akasha. For Akasha comes from him. Akasha is Ambaram. It comes from Atma. That is why he is called as Udumbaraha. Edva urk annam. Tena tadatmana vishwam poshayan Udumbaraha. Udumbaraha means one who nourishes. How does he nourish? With annam, with ud. In the form of annam, in the form of food, nourishment, he nourishes the entire humanity, the entire world, universe. Hence he is called as Udumbaraha. Urgva annam Udumbaraha. Taittiriya Brahmanam. He quotes the Yajurveda. Iti Shrutehe. Negrodo Udumbarot Ashwathaha. Negrodaha Udumbaraha. There is a Visarga Lopa, that is Arsha. Modern grammar cannot explain it, so he calls it Arsha. It's a Rishi Prayoga. That means poetic license for Vyasa. The next one is Ashwathaha. What is Ashwatha? No, banyan tree, people tree. That is called Ashwathaha. Shwaha na sthasyati. Shwa means tomorrow. Ashwat. Shwa means tomorrow. Nashwa. There is no tomorrow. Meaning one who is temporary. Ashwatha means one who is temporary. Shwaha na sthasyati iti Ashwatha. That is why it is called Ashwatha. Shwatha means something will be there tomorrow.
So Ashwatha, I always thought it's immortal.
Huh?
Ashwatha.
Shwa means tomorrow. Shwatha means Shashwataha. Ashwatha means something which is not there tomorrow. There, Ashwatha, it is Ashwatha Narayana, immortal. Who is immortal? Ashwatha. The Ashwatha is Narayana. Why? Because the Vishnu Sahasranama says so. You will write A Narayan. A means what? Ashwat. So the Narayana part is immortal. The Ashwatha part is mortal. He writes it very clearly. Shankara. Swaha na stasyati iti Ashwathaha. Asthira rupatvad Ashwathaha. How can you say that about Vishnu? You should wonder. If you are a bhakta. If you are a Shiva bhakta, it is okay. How can you say Narayana is not tomorrow? Meaning, Urdhamolo avakshakaha eshoshvattas sanatanaha tadeva shukram tad brahma iti shrutehe. This Ashwatha means something which sits forever. What is the meaning of Ashwatha? Something which is forever. But tomorrow it will not be in this form. Ashwatha means immortal, all right. But it will not stay the same tomorrow. That is the meaning of Ashwatha. That's why one part is immortal, one part is not. That's what I said. Shwaha na tishtati means what? Today you are 55 pounds. Tomorrow 54 or 56. Some change is there, little bit. That is why it is called Ashwatha. See, look at the verse. Urdhamulo avakshakaha yeshoshvattassanadanaha tadeva shukram tad brahma. That Ashwatha itself is Brahman. In other words, this samsara vriksha, which is called Ashwatha, is there forever, but always keep changing the form. अश्वत्थः ऊर्ध्वमूलम् अधशाखम् अश्वत्थं प्राहुरव्ययम् भगवद्गीता इति स्मृतेश्च. So Ashwatham is avyayam. Avyayam means immortal. But it doesn't stay tomorrow. Though it is immortal, it keeps changing. That is called Pravaha Nityata. Just like they say in the Buddhist, what do they say? It is the same river, but it is different. What is it called? Momentary consciousness. So the river is there, Ganga, but is the water there? The water is already gone, like that. But the river is there, like that. The water is not the same, something like that. Ashwattaha Chanura Andranishudanaha. Chanura. This Ashwatha Ashwatha means like a Maya Vriksha. It is not real. Just like you don't see the same waters in the river, but you think it is the same. So that transitory nature of that Ashwatha is what is not staying tomorrow. But the intrinsic part of the Ashwatha, that is Shukran, there is a Bijam, that is Brahman, that stays. So when you are looking at Ashwatha, you are looking at two things, the immortal part and the mortal part. That's why they say Ashwatha means immortal. But at the same time, the word meaning, it will not say the same tomorrow. Some kind of assurance. Ashwatha means you have made it. Forever you are going to be there. But not the kind of forever you are thinking. The forever is different from what you are thinking. You don't, in other words, perceive that forever part. That forever part is not seen by you.
Is it something like Vishwam Vishnu? Is it something like that?
No.
No?
Vishwam Vishnu means all that is Vishnu. Here he is saying that he is Ashwatha. He will not be there tomorrow. He will not be there for tomorrow means what you don't hold on to him in time. Don't try to hold on to him in time. Don't try to encapsulate him in a moment. मैंने picture लिया, हो गया. This is it, for permanently she will look like that. No, she's going to change. So go with that flow. So understand that the essence is Vishnu. In the changing, there is an unchanging thing. That part is what we refer to as immortal. Nobody bothered to analyze the word Ashwatha. Swaha tishtati iti Swatha. Something which will be there tomorrow is called Swatha. Na Swaha tishtati. He will not be there tomorrow means he is Ashwatha. But if you ask me, will not he be there? No, he will be there. Samsara is going to be here. Doesn't matter whether you are here or not. The river is going to be there. That's why we say Pravaha Nitya. The Jiva is Nitya. Ishvara is Nitya. Brahman is Nitya. Jagat is Nitya. Ishvara Jiva Sambandha is also Nitya. It is like the ocean and the wave. The wave is going to be there forever. Can you say the wave is gone? As long as there is ocean, there is wave. But is it the same wave? No, it is Ashwatha. What is it wave? It is not going to stay there tomorrow. Hey, I saw the same wave the other day. That is an illusion. When you say I saw the same wave the other day, that is just an illusion. You are just superimposing your own idea of the wave. It's a different wave. That is the meaning of Ashwatha. Meaning, everything you see is going to be here. But what you are seeing is your own creation. You are not actually seeing what is here. This is what we say is Yatha Nabasi Megaugaha evam drishtari drishyatvam aropitama buddhibhi. In Bhagavata class, you look at the sky. What is moving? The cloud. Cloud is moving where? In the air. The cloud cannot move in the sky. Cloud is moving where? In the air. But you are thinking where? Hey, the cloud is moving in the sky. No. You are doing that superimposition on the sky. Similarly, the things you are seeing now, actually you are looking at Vishnu. Where are you looking at? You are looking at Vishnu. But then why are you seeing black, white, red? That is your creation. That is why it is called Ashwatham. Tomorrow you come and see, it won't be pink, it will be different. It will change. That is why it is called Ashwatham. It is a very beautiful name, Ashwathaha. Why? Because Vacharambhanam Vikaro Namadheyam, that Upanishad Vakya, all that is perceived by you, you name it and you create a form. That's why everybody has a different opinion. Everybody has his own vision of things. They have their own lenses and their own judgments and background. That's why the thing which ultimately you see is Ashwatha. It will not stay tomorrow. But it is immortal. So you have to go with the immortal part. Narayana. Narayana part you have to go. Okay. Chanurandra Nishudanaha. See, if you don't understand, that is okay. But you have to be very relaxed. When you are learning, what you have to be? Extremely relaxed. The teacher also should not be tensed. Unless you are relaxed, it will not go in. Because you cannot get an open mind if you are very stressed out. You cannot get an open mind if you are stressed out. You have to be completely relaxed. What do you do if you are not relaxed? Take a deep breath and get relaxed. Somehow be relaxed. That's very important. And then you will understand. Don't get tensed. So, Ashwathaha Chanurandra Nishudanaha. This is one way of making you relaxed by saying it. Chanura is an Andhra guy. A Malla from Andhra. Malla means fighter, you know. Tyson. You know Mike Tyson? He's a Malla. Muhammad Ali is another Malla. Malla means a person who wrestles. So he belongs to Andhra Jati. We don't know what kind of Jati it is, but that is what it is. Chanura Namanam Asuram Nishuditavan. Then where did Andhra come in between? Because he belongs to that group. He belongs to a group called Andhra. It might not be this Telangana. It might be something else. He belongs to this. That was called Andhra. Accident, coincidence, whatever you want to call. But he was an Asura, that's Chanura. Chanura Namanam Asuram Nishuditavan. He vanquished him. Meaning Vishnu, Krishna, he put him down. Iti Chanurandra. You have to remember the entire Vishnu Sahasranama, it is Krishna. Because looking at Krishna only, Bhima is saying. So everything you have to connect with Krishna also. Okay. Chanurandra Nishudanaha. Chanura Namanam Asuram Nishuditavan iti Chanurandra Nishudanaha. Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahisha Go Brahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sugino Bhavantu Sarve Bhavantu Suginaha Sarve Santu Niraraya Sarve Bhadrani Pasyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavet Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.